Common question I get asked all the time is, how much should I be practicing? How much time does it take? What kind of commitment are we talking about here to learn the guitar? And I don't have a canned answer for that, to be totally honest with you. But I will tell you this. The amount of time that you practice is positively correlated with how fast you are going to move up in levels. The more time you put into it, as long as you're following the plan that we're laying out here at the Next Level Guitar. You just can't be practicing anything and any random kind of thing. You got to follow a structured plan. You follow our plan, the more time you put into that, the faster you're going to move up in levels. Remember, learning guitar is like a staircase, okay? You got to traverse the first step to get to the second, to traverse that to get to the third, and so on and so forth. So you got to build. So we're going to be building foundation. Then we build on that, build on that, build on that as you traverse up the staircase and you get better and better. So if you have, I think a lot about guitar and learning an instrument, or learning anything for that matter, is about balance. How important is it to you in your life? Everybody's busy. We all have, jobs, girlfriends, boyfriends, kids, friends, social lives, things we love to do and are passionate about. So, how important is it to you to move up that staircase? And how much time are you willing to put into it? Do you have in your schedule, right? If you have an hour a day that you can put into these lessons and these modules and really work at it, that's awesome. An hour a day would be great. If you have a half hour a day, that's good too. An hour every other day, not as good, but if that's all you have, then that's all you have. See, there's no pressure here. That's the great thing about learning an instrument, about learning guitar. You're not under any pressure. You can learn at your own pace. And with these videos, you can watch them over and over again. So, you don't have pressure on you, so it's a learn at your own pace type of thing. I would suggest, if you can, an hour a day would be great. If you can do 2 hours a day, even better. But then again, here you are talking about balance. At first, you might not be able to play an hour straight, an hour and a half straight, because your fingertips, that might be a little bit too much. Like we talked about in the first module, about it's going to take a little bit to build up the calluses. If you have an hour a day, that would be great. Half hour a day, that would be great too.
Can I add something in there?
If you have an hour a day, that would be great. 2 hours a day, that would be better. That would be awesome. But remember this, you don't have to have an hour chunk of time during the day to do this. What I would recommend, and what works out really good, is if you have 15 minutes. 15 minutes where you would normally be maybe just wasting your time, hanging out, or making a phone call, or doing nothing. Sit down and go through a module. Most of these modules, 7, 8, 10 minutes, and practice that. You have maybe, a lot of times, the way I kind of do it when I practice is I look for spots in the day where I would normally be just not have something to do or not have something planned. So I'll do like 15 minutes after I wake up in the morning after breakfast, maybe 15 minutes in the middle of the day, 15 minutes after work, or 15 minutes before I go to bed. So you see, you have these nice increments, and you add it all up, there's your hour. So you don't have to, a lot of people think, I don't have an hour, I can't. But if these little chunks of time, and in the beginning it's even almost better because you won't be able to play long stretches because of some of the discomfort in your fingertips and wrist. So break up the slot, do a half hour here and there. You have 10 minutes, you're waiting for someone to get ready, grab your guitar. You have 10 minutes before you're supposed to leave to be somewhere, grab your guitar, go through a module. And all those little bits you put in really add up. Here's what you don't want to do. What you don't want to do is you don't want to take your guitar out, do like an hour on a Monday, then stick your guitar back in the closet and don't take it out again for 2 weeks and then do another module. Because especially in the beginning, when you're first learning, you're going to have to put a little extra time into it because you don't want to, everybody's busy. And I understand that. So I want to make these very efficient for you. You don't want to do an hour lesson or do an hour practice or half hour practice and then not pick up the guitar for a couple weeks, because then you're going to forget all that. And then you have to start over again. You're on the second step, you got to go back down to the first step at first when you're first learning. So consistency is important at first. So what I recommend is if you have a guitar or if you have multiple guitars, leave them out. Don't stick them in the closet. A lot of people make that mistake. Like some people, especially as you move on and you might get an acoustic and electric, you have a couple guitars. Don't just stick it in the closet, leave it there, and then because then it's going to be like almost like a child. I got to go get the guitar out of the closet. I got to unpack it, take it out, sit down, buy a cheap $5 guitar stand, $10 guitar stand, and leave your guitar out and leave it near you. So you have a guitar around you. You're downloading some music on the internet, right? And it's going to take 5 minutes to download a song. Grab your guitar and work on your strumming.